Diego Pacheco is on his way. The one-time prospect has now moved over into contender status after this weekend's victory and fight that saw him take center stage in the UK. This is interesting because when we see fighters fight offshore, not at home, we never know how they'll respond. But he had the opportunity to respond most positively, and boy did he deliver. And it looks like he could be one of those fighters that is primed for bigger things. So let's talk about Pacheco and what he was able to accomplish this past weekend in the UK, Liverpool. Line them up and let's see if he will knock them down. And knock them down he did, as Diego Pacheco took on Jack Cullen this past weekend in a super middleweight bout that was scheduled for 12 rounds. And it was supposed to be the first step up for Pacheco, who was signed by Matchroom when he turned 17 years old. He's 22 now, and the 6'4" super middleweight has his eyes on aspirations of becoming a champion in the future. And against experienced veteran Cullen, who is now just someone that Pacheco was able to get his feet wet with over in the UK, it turns out that Eddie Hearn may have a very good prospect here. And he needs to pay attention to this and the development of this young fighter. Because if he is as good as advertised, there could be some great things on the horizon regarding Pacheco, who is now currently 18-0 with 15 KOs. I stated earlier, he's 6'4", and he boxes pretty decently and has just about an 80-inch reach, but he's as poised as you would like a young fighter at his age to be. In his fights where he has scored KOs, the one thing that has been consistent is guys just have a difficult time standing up to him. And when you really think about it, being only 22, there's no telling how much bigger this kid is going to be and stronger. But he's very smart, very headsy. He appears to listen to his corner and trainers, and that's always inspiring. Because when you can listen to your cornermen, you can actually put forth game plans and come out looking much better. Now, talking about Cullen a bit, he has entered this fight coming off of a victory over Vladimir Belushki, which was in April of last year, 2022. But prior to that, in December of 2021, he had suffered a TKO loss. That was the most recent until this past Saturday. The thing about Cullen, who is also 6'3", he didn't have the type of power that you need for a guy to test Pacheco. And those tests will eventually come, because at 168, there are some banging fighters there. So there will be an opportunity for us to see exactly what's happening with Pacheco's chin. So Cullen is now 21-4 with 1 draw, 9 KOs. This happened to end up being a main event feature due to Callum Smith suffering an injury, as he was originally the main eventer. What I also noticed about Pacheco is that calmness that he brings to the ring. The way he boxes, takes his time, picks his shots, places his punches. He is not the typical stand your ground, go blow for blow type Mexican fighter, but he has a little bit of craftiness to what he does in the ring, and that's great. Footwork is better than most, and he's able to make an adjustment. Every fighter is not going to be able to have disadvantages with his height and reach, because there are some big guys in that division. Guys who will drop down from light heavy to 168 will also look to try to take challenges with him. Don't think that that won't happen. But I like what I'm seeing from the young man so far. He started out coming up under some of the Alvarez cards, and he has proven to be a crowd-pleasing fighter, which is always important. They were thinking about making his debut in the US as a main eventer, but he just got bumped up due to Smith's injury on this particular card. And by he getting the stoppage over Cullen in 4 rounds, that really is a feather in the cap for him and an easier marketing sale for Matchroom. Cullen was down twice in the 4th round before the fight was stopped, and he did not look very well. It really looked like Pacheco was a lot stronger and really poised to do even more damage. Is this the type of fighter that Matchroom would like to market? You know, we're seeing a lot of fights now where Mexicans are rivaling the guys from the UK. And even though he's not necessarily straight from Mexico, but he's a Mexican-American fighter, Pacheco would be someone, as an in-house angle, Matchroom could market. That Mexican audience is always there. Do you think that they would go for this? It would be interesting to see. I'm hoping that we get a chance to see Diego face someone and test him a little bit. But I'm not in a rush for it. The young man is only 22 years old. But I would like to definitely see him have quality fights. That's more important than anything, to have the quality matches. But hey, shout out to Diego Pacheco and what he's been able to do. I look forward to seeing more from the young man. And Matchroom better be ready to put him out there to see what he can do. What do you think? This is Stormy B Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about Diego Pacheco and what do you see on the horizon as a super middleweight contender now. He's on the rise. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.